who were heading across the Midwest plains back in the 1800s. And as they were traveling one day, one of the spotters looked out in the distance and he saw this large dust cloud forming. And once you know it, their worst fears were realized, because as the dust cloud got closer, they realized that it was this large tribe of Native American braves thundering toward them. Instinctively, the leader of the settlers told everybody to get behind the wagons, circle the wagons behind a nearby hill. And as he looked out, he saw the Indian chief, the silhouette of the Indian chief coming toward him. He's like, there's only one thing I know how to do. I'm going to go out and talk to this guy. So after a little while, the Indian chief turns around, the whole tribe leaves. Comes back to the group of settlers, and they're like, they were impressed. They're like, oh my gosh, what did you say to him that they left? He's like, well, when I went out there, I knew right away that we didn't speak the same language. So what I did was I bent down in the dirt and I drew a circle, indicating him that we're all one people. And then he bent down and he drew a line straight through that circle, obviously telling me that we're one people, but we're two separate nations. But then I took my finger and I pointed to the sky, letting him know that we're all one under God. And in return, he reached out and he pulled an onion out of his pouch and gave it to me, obviously, which meant that there are several layers of interpretation available to everybody. So to show him I agreed and was for that, I ate the onion. And then in return, as a show of good favor, I gave him an egg. But because he was too prideful, he just walked away. Meanwhile, the Indian chief is going back to talk to his braves, and they're ready to attack. And he's like, hold on. He's like, when I went and met this guy, we realized right away that we did not speak the same tongue. And he bent down and he drew a circle in the dirt, which obviously meant that he had us surrounded. But I drew a line through that circle, letting him know we will cut them in half. And after that, in defiance, he pointed to the sky as if to say, I'll take you guys all on by myself. So I gave him an onion to let him know that he would soon taste the bitter tears of defeat. And in defiance, he handed me an egg. And not only that, he ate the onion, letting me know, obviously, what a fragile position we're in. Let's get out of here. There must be others. Did you get that? Are you with me? So George Bernard Shaw once said, the single biggest problem with communication is the illusion that it has actually occurred. I want to talk to you about what I think is the foundation of great communication. Sometimes we're so focused on like the tactics and the skills that we miss the heart of what communication is all about. And like a lot of times when working with teams, I find that they always want results, but yet they're missing the whole foundation of why their team is not being successful, because there's no trust at the foundation. A lot of times it's that foundational, basic stuff that we forget about. And for me, the key to effective communication is the ability to effectively connect with other people. And I define connecting as the ability to identify with people and relate to them in such a way that it builds trust and increases our influence with them. This is a leadership conference, okay? One of the things John always talks about, John Maxwell, is defines leadership as influence. And our ability to effectively influence other people is going to be in direct proportion to our ability to communicate effectively. And if you can't connect, you can't communicate.
Hey, thanks again for watching today's video. And before you go to the bottom of the screen, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure you go to billcoxcoaching.com, sign up for our regular newsletter to help you move from success to significance and lead your life in such a way that you live a legacy. Have a great day.